Okay. We'll go over the footwork. So, at this is a different starting point than your Kihon was, right? So your Kihon was mythologically, like the myth, is your point in the narrative is somewhere past the actual closing and engagement and the mind being altered, okay? Where I know more about what's happening. When we start out here, like in a duel, I don't know what's happening. There's any number of things could happen, okay? So we want to remain as neutral as possible. Somewhere between offense and defense, somewhere between mobility and stability, okay? And so to do that, my hands are going to be up and my stance is bladed and the rear heel is off the ground, okay? Until things start changing, then I start changing my hands, then I start changing my base or what have you, okay? And so the drill we're going to do now is understanding more dynamically what you do in your Kihon at the moment of engagement. So the moment of engagement happens, I offer my hand because that's the moment of engagement right there. Right when he focuses in and starts his movement towards my hand. This is what you were noticing, and what you were noticing is like I'm starting pre-touch, okay? So you have to start pre-touch. Your relationship is established pre-touch. All right, and so for example, as he goes and I move, I start getting off the line and start this fight rotating. Likewise here, when I feel he has a bead on me, I have to start the fight rotating. You'll take one of those angles to start this rotation. You cannot wait for him to get into the range where he could use his line of attack. I relate to the setup of the line of attack, okay? So I would be constantly moving as he goes in this position. I don't want to go back because I'm going to stay linear. And I don't want him closing on me and then I move because I have less options. So in this drill, it is once you feel the line of attack being chosen by him, which you determine by his body language, you start the fight rotating, okay? For the coach, that's your job to reset that for as many reps as possible. So he is being trained, and I do this, and I set this up. So he moved, and I set it up again. If the guy is starting to get it, right, like, okay, he got it, I could start thinking ahead and trying to trap him like a normal person would, okay? But if they're not, you don't have to go fast. You're just moving, 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 moving. Okay? Let's go. See, like that. See again. There you go. Be related to him. And then let him out of the corners for the drill, okay? Wow. Careful with crossing your feet. All right. All right, so in the Kokyu drills we were doing the other day, I was telling you guys not to wait till full grip. It's too late. Pressure is already being applied. It's on my hand right here. So as he seeks full grip, I use the seeking to take him into whatever Kazushi angle you want. So we'll go slow and make sure you can see just the handwork camera. Okay? So as he's coming in, do you see how he went wide? There's that same thing. He went wide. He could have gone right here. Could have gone right there. In which case he's going to touch me right here. okay? And from that touch, he slides to the grip. But as he's touching and he slides to the grip, I am manipulating him already, okay? If they go wide, like he's trying to get around my hand, okay, that's what he's trying to do. If he goes wide, he's going to hit solid all at once. I don't ever want that, okay? So as he goes wide, that's where you see me reach for him. Just the slightest touch. The finger's going to do it. You see? And it comes, okay? So if you pay attention, then to start at contact, you actually have to start at the level of tension. So for example, in this last one, when he went wide, I can tell he's going wide, and you'll see my hand will go to touch him here. Are you able to get that? We'll do it again. I can tell because his elbow is flaring, because I'm reading the body. And I know then that, and so I'm in a relationship with him, and now I can seek to touch him as he goes wide. I'm not trying to block him. I just touch, and as he goes, I do the 90-degree fluctuation and takes him into the position, okay? Point is, even in that drill and everything you're doing, your relationship starts at the level of intention, okay? So when we're here, and that requires me to read the body. When he goes, I pay attention to things. So he already shifted his weight, okay? And he's shifting his weight that way when he did that. So I would go this way. It's just ever so slightly. I'm reading it. He goes, and I come around, okay? If I wait and he goes around, I'm close now. You see how we got close because I stayed here. And then that's what's happening to you. So he goes back. I wait till I see it. I try to go back, but he's closer now. And then he comes forward, and this is where I get, he's closing on me, okay? What I have found over training lots of people is you don't trust your intuition, and it's an obstacle. You have to trust it. You get a feeling, and you move. He might move back because he knows that's not going to work anymore. That still works. That counts, okay? Because you stalled his assault. So trust your feeling that you get when you're going to move. Don't let him get those beads on you so that you're here and he closed on me, okay? Trust the movement. Boom. But ever be adaptable. Okay? Try it again. Don't square up. Don't square up. Don't square up. A lot of leg tension. Box. Don't square up. Don't square up. Okay, keep going. Okay, get off your tightrope. Don't point your foot away from the fight. Your rear foot has to stay 45 to her angle of attack. You're on the tightrope. You're on the tightrope. Get some width. You're on the tightrope. Don't square up. Don't square up. Change directions on him a lot so we see if he squares up. You're on the tightrope. Foot is not pointed towards the fight. Foot is not pointed towards the fight. Use the ball of the rear foot, not the heel of the rear foot. Don't square up on the direction change. You're on the tightrope. Okay. The most neutral you can be is toe heel alignment. Okay? This is your and heels down, to be honest. So this was Mr. Parker's stance. Toe heel alignment, heels down. What I am asking you to do is we're gonna slightly curve towards mobility, and we're gonna slightly curve towards offense, in particular counter offense. So I come out a little wider. Do you see that? Okay. If I have to be neutral here, then this is as close as my toe and heel can come into alignment. Once I start bringing my toes into alignment, I'm in that tightrope stance, okay? The rear weapons, the right cross, the rear front kick, for example, they are out of the fight tactically because they have to go around the front weapons. And by the time that happens, he'll already have entered, closed, struck. So you, in essence, have taken these out. Because of their tactical importance, that's why Mr. Pick had a little more slightly curved towards offense, slightly curved towards mobility, okay? So in other words, as he comes into press all the way, he's got to get through the trap and the cross. And after you hit a guy like that wants to press, if you weren't able to close him and he got back out, he starts hesitating on coming in. And the more he hesitates, the worse he is at coming in, and you basically shut down that game, okay? So we want to understand as we're moving, he goes around, he's coaching me, that I can only move to toe-heel alignment to his line of attack at the best. We'll go back, we'll do that again. Here I am in my slightly more mobile, slightly more offensive stance. As he starts to move, if you do put your heel down, here's your line of attack. It can only go widthwise to toe heel alignment. If he goes around and I go here, I'm toe-toe alignment to the line of attack. Okay? I'm too narrow. I've closed this off. He starts pressing, right? And he'll get around that slight corner of my shoulder. I would have done it with my lead head. Just get there, and you're there. Okay? So as you're moving around, he's coaching me, he's moving me around. Look how I try to keep it as the original, slightly more mobility, slightly more offense. Meaning I move from the ball of the foot to the ball of the foot and to slightly wider than toe heel. So we go, he's coaching, and you just watch my feet, you see. Okay? I don't do this. Okay? Also, squaring up, in this part of what we're trying to train for intention and reconciling the line of attack at the moment of intention with Aikido spiraling geometry, that's the drill. I want to remain as neutral as possible. So, as he's training me, I don't want to change stance. I stay in my fighting stance, which is strong side back, weapon back, right? Counter weapon in the front. That's how we always do it, all right? So as he moves, I understand that this gets some space, but in the middle of it, nice and slow, you squared up, you see? And there was no tactical catalyst for squaring up. And so all this is maximum offense, minimum defense, and it opens you up to double legs and things like that, okay? So we don't do that in this drill. Don't square up. So you gotta be careful. Usually it's commonplace, they get you going one way, they change directions, and you step too far around, and you're square to the line of attack. So he'll get me going one way, he changes directions, and I keep the hips at that 45 to the line of attack. He goes one way, changes directions. I never go like this and then find it again. Okay? All right. Fish fire's try. Okay, watch the toe heel. You gotta watch the depth too. There's a depth requirement. Watch the toe heel. Depth, good, better. Okay, and keep that rear foot angled towards the fight. Watch the rear foot. Don't let it float out. Watch the angle on the rear foot. Angle on the rear foot. Don't square up. Don't square up. Don't square up. Okay. No need to let the rear heel touch the ground right now. Just ball the ball, ball the ball, ball the ball. Don't let it touch the ground. Okay, again, if we look at the neutral bow, we take Parker's, there's a depth to it, okay? And remember, it's your knee heel alignment, so I'll try to do it here, okay? It's made for your body. So if I turn my body square and I kneel down, this left heel is going to be in alignment with this right knee. That's where the ball of that foot goes. If you're too narrow or too shallow, if I go and measure again, I don't have knee heel alignment, okay? So if we take Mr. Pig's stance, which is mine, it's a little deeper. It makes up for the fact that I'm emphasizing mobility. Get a little more stability this way. That would be your max, and knee heel alignment would be your minimum. Just like toe heel alignment is your minimum for width. We're here, okay, slightly wider. Got it? There's a minimum, in other words. There's also a foot angle minimum. It's 45 degrees. Is the minimum. Turning your foot out is way past that, okay? Like, in other words, how far can my foot turn out? It can only turn out 45 degrees. To obey the foot, knee, quad line, 45 degrees. I'm in Han-Mi on my chest right now. It's 45 degrees to line of attack. If you start turning this past that, you see, and you come all the way to over here, and you're fighting a guy over here, you now don't have the quad, knee, foot alignment. Do you see that? Okay? And that happens all the time in body art too, right? So someone's gonna throw, simple technique, and this rear foot goes like this. You see, this is out of the fight, this is out of the fight. Okay? Because I turn my foot in more on my throws, I can get near that 90 as my max. With my 45, my minimum. Okay? Does that make sense when I throw? Okay? Here you are. You're trying to follow those rules dynamically, and usually it's the foot yet has not learned how to get connected to the quad. So as he's going one way, let's say he's going to his right, it won't happen because you're stepping in. It tends to happen the other way. As he goes to my left, it drags, like the friction of the mat starts to drag it, you see? And so now you're gonna move it, it drags it open. In this drill, you gotta keep that minimum 45. And likewise, I don't ever let the mat manipulate me. I pick up the ball of my foot and I put the ball of my foot back down every time. So he goes one way, the ball of the foot moves. He goes the other way, the ball of the foot moves. Okay? If I have to trade weight distribution, which sometimes happens to change direction, the other ball of the foot will be up. Okay? That you can do that. But in this drill, we don't want to be flat heeled. So towards that end, as let's say he goes that way, and this was supposed to be ball of the foot, he doesn't go heel, ball of the foot. Okay? Because for that split second, you're over here, not following the rules to the line of attack. I'm way more towards the 90 than I am towards the 45 on the line of attack. Okay? So make sure that you stay on the ball. He goes, it's always the ball. Okay? Make sense? All right. Likewise, in terms of depth, you have to watch, just as you have to watch that you don't square your hips, as you don't let that foot drag out, that you're not heeling it. You also have to watch that you don't violate knee-heel alignment as your minimum depth. This is not good for you, okay? Meaning, as he starts to go, I don't ever go to there. We do it again, so you see, a little more dynamic. This is where you usually see it. Boom. In that moment, that was wrong. Do you guys see that? You're doing a kind of step shuffle. Step here. Well, in this moment, that's it. You've lost all your offensive capacity. So you have a couple options. Step, he presses, step, there. I can go wider, I don't want to go shallower. If you're like, I have to move my front foot, then they kind of move together. You see that? But the only time you would have to do that is why? You're late. Okay, so if you read the intention, I can move, I'll just watch my feet, camera. Okay, he's training me, and I just keep that as I'm going. I just keep the stance as I'm going, the foot angle, the hip angle. Okay? Try to minimize the heel touching, the squaring up, the getting to the maximums of this stuff as best you can. Nobody's pressing each other hard. It's happening because we're not responding to the intention. Okay? All right, let's try that. So let's say he's coming in, we've closed to within arm's reach, and he comes in for the double leg. Okay? And we have a technique where we sprawl. Got it? So a little more dynamically, good. And we sprawl. Okay. Or we're in the guard. Okay. And we have a knee pull. So he's trying to keep posture. I knee pull in to keep him low so he can't strike. Okay? Got the idea? Or okay. I ski, he goes kirigaesh, and then I do my makia tush. Got the idea? And Okay. All this looks like if-then mentality. Okay? If he does this, then you do that. Okay? What's hidden in the if-then mentality is the mistake of waiting till touch to establish, waiting to full grip to establish a relationship. Okay? You're not acting at the level of intention. Any counter that you do as you learn in an if-then modality, any counter in application is all that much better if you do it with other tactics that make his tactic difficult to succeed. Okay? So for example, as he's going for the double leg, if I'm moving, the sprawl, he gets less of me. Do you see? The sprawl is much easier to do. In other words, the harder I make his, the less I provide the ideal environment for his tactic, the more viable my counter technique is to that tactic. Okay? So that's what we're doing here. If you stay here, he has so much advantage on me. But if I'm already decreasing it at the level, go slow, slower. At the level of intention, you pay attention, my body's moving, and this becomes easier to do. Okay? So, if we take katata dori, a lot of times you're here. That would be wrong under this premise. Okay? Or a lot of times you guys will see me, do you see I already moved? Because his intention to establish the 12-6 line already manifested and the back leg already moved. So I don't have to go here and then do this. This is not going to transfer to application phase. So if we're doing a few reps, you see I moved, boom, shoom. I established the relationship to the other side. You see, it's already there. Similarly, if he wants to grab, to hold, to either strike, or to now clear and get his double leg, we'll work with that, okay? So he grabs, he clears, double leg, there it is. Okay, so we're here, boom, hop, boom. Same thing, level of intention, not the same thing at all. Now, do you see? To get his double leg, he's going to have to turn. That's an extra beat on there. Okay? Go back to here. Be strong. Don't let me have it. Don't let me have it. You see? We do the other one. He goes. Very weak. Because we're at the yang line already. And the other one, he's in here. Okay? So, this is why I don't do that. I already moved. At the level of intention, I'm already moved. Okay? So, your goal here is, he's going to try to grab either hand. It doesn't matter if it's overhand, if it's underhand, if it's on the inside, if it's on the outside, it doesn't matter. Okay? But you're doing the other drill. Okay? But they're going to press a little because they have all the advantage on not letting you strike. They're going to eventually close, and they'll box you in eventually. But you're going to be at an angle and try not to be at the 180 for that. Okay? So the drill looks like this. He goes, boom. Just get out of it. You'll find it's much easier if you're at an angle when you get out. You don't really even need fancy stuff. You do need, though, that you're working against the thumb opening. You're always working against the thumb opening, okay? Whichever way it is. Do you guys understand? Okay, so you do need that. In other words, you go here, you can't go like that because you're into the fingers. So if you're doing the dancing drill, it's his job to get a hand. Okay? All right, try it. Go. Okay, so it's at the level of intention that I'm moving. Okay, that I move. Right? So and that's where I'm not in here and he grabs me straight with all this mechanical advantage. I start the fight rotating. Centrifugal energy is affecting him, right? And I'm adding quarter turns in essence to everything he's trying to do, okay? That way he doesn't grab from the front. You see, and he's right there with all his power and this right cross waiting to get me. He's grabbing more off the angle, you see? And so even if you look at this step, you can see that the right cross got too far behind this front weapon. Do you see? Where would you like that to be? Okay? Or, you got it? But with my movement up the circle and his mistake to turn, the right cross is just right there to be angle cancellation on the lead shoulder. Do you see that? Okay? And it could be small. So as he goes to pump up, that was it. It'll work, okay? Well, likewise, as I'm going to the level of tension, as he goes for the hand, you're going to get out of that grip more if you start defending the grip to the path that you're going to need. You're going to need this path right there, you see? So as he's moving, I move there. That's going to be much easier to get out than you wait for full fruition, even though you were on the level of intention on the body. Again, this is more difficult to get out, okay? So you can add that too. As we're going, he's going to eventually close, and you drop that. Now he's got to really try to get the grip. And what really try means is he's going to give up more of his neutrality, his base, his balance, his inertia, his momentum, all that kind of stuff. And that's what you want, okay? So for example, if I try to do the knee pull here and he's much stronger than me, I'm not going to get him. Resist it. Don't use your whole muscle. Can't get him. But as he goes to stand up, and I know he's standing up, it's easy peasy. Okay? So the more I do amidst his technique prior to full fruition, the more his tactic gets compromised, the more my defense becomes viable. Understand? So you still might get grabbed, but they have to give up a lot more to get that grab, and that's what we want, okay? So in this one, as they're trying to not be grabbed at the level of intention, and they counter the grab at the level of intention, I want you to really start now trying to get those grabs, okay? All right, go for it.
Good. Good. It's about the angling. Good. Good. Okay, so let's slow it down. So we have a physical conditioning limitation here, but you are carrying extra weight there, Bao Ching. Okay, so don't go so fast. Okay, more conceptual. Okay. Check the angles when he gets a beat on you. Just change directions. And he's going to eventually close, and you just keep angling. Good. Boxer. There you go. Just angle on him. And take a break. Angle, 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 angle. Angle. There you go. That was a good one. Good, good. Angle out. Shit happens. Good angle. Try to relax more. You gotta love this space time. Switch roles. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna be a warrior. You gotta love the human be human. Okay? Go. You guys keep training. I was about to take a break. Angle, angle, change directions. Once she gets the intention, there it's coming straight. So if you're going on one direction on the circle and you feel her get a bead on you, then you got to change directions on the circle. Okay? You went back. You went back. So that worked because you did a single lunge. Do you see that? And no one does single lunges, but point fighters, okay? Your job is to keep closing. Your job is to train her. So here, you take this. Okay, so I watched, she keeps making her feet go together. Okay, but you can see how easy, because there's no counter. I can just walk here, you see? Go. So I see her going in one direction, I'll make her change. That was a long time to change, okay? This should have happened already. There you go. Good. Good. Okay, and then I can just walk in. Good. Good. And now be relaxed, because look how fast am I going? Right? You're just here. Angle. So I caught her on the line and I got too good a grip, okay? Try it again. Angle, angle, angle. Good. Out comes in, angle. So go back. Look how you're angling. Which way do you want to go? Come on. Try it again. Cool. No. Watch my body. I went here. Yes. Yes. You see? I go here. Which way is it going? Yeah, that's where you want to go. You see that? So that's what happened on the last one. So you are at an angle, but not to my line of attack. Because it's coming in this way. Now it'll be weak. You see? And last time you came this way ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. Now I have a full ass grip on me. Okay? So pay attention to this part. And even as they grab, pay attention. So you would took 2 steps to get to the outside. So that's probably not it. Okay? So do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. You gotta feel what's my shoulder doing on the attack. Good. Good. There you go. That was a good one. Okay? Try it again. A little more. Good, good. Okay, Andrew, I want you to try to get it more, not that one half-ass attempt failed, back out. That's not your training job here. Okay, you are gonna go flying past him. Do you understand? He's doing it right. You're gonna miss radically.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Good. Good. And see if you can go in for the double leg. Same thing. You're gonna see what's gonna happen. Good. 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 Good.